instructor and airframe and power plant mechanic. I have a passion for restoring and flying antique aircraft. Follow along to be part of my aviation journey. We've got the tail surfaces at the airport. It's time to get them on the fuselage and make this thing look more like an airplane. All right, so I'm getting ready to mount the tail brace wires. I have a couple different style fittings that go on the vertical and the horizontal. I'm not really sure where they go, so what do? I open up the parts manual to the wire, tail brace wire installation page, which shows me part numbers. And then I have on my computer the microfiche engineering drawings where I can then pull up that part number to get a profile view of each fitting, so I know exactly where these fittings go. So it saves some time. I don't get them reversed and then have to change them around. So parts manual, computer to the engineering drawings, to the aircraft. tail mounted, the horizontal, the elevators, the tail brace wires, everything is in place. Everything has been torqued down, safetied. The tail is rigged, and I followed the procedures in the erection and maintenance manual for the L2. You level the fuselage laterally, and then you put a level on the back side of the trailing edge of the horizontal. I have a smart level, a digital level that I stick here, mount both sides, tighten up the wires, and then I tighten them until you hear a good quality bass tone. All right, hey guys, good morning. I'm back in my shop. Now that the tail surfaces are on, the horizontals, the elevators, the rudder, they're in place. The tail brace wires are all rigged up per the erection and maintenance manual to the proper specifications. It's time to hook up the control cables to the elevator, and unfortunately I'm missing what they call as a link assembly for the elevator horn. This is what it looks like. I do have the engineering drawings here on my iPad, so I am going to fabricate it. I've got the Miller TIG welder ready to go. All right, so we're gonna go cut some metal and start welding. Cut a piece of steel, which is the right dimensions. The plans call for 2 1/8 of an inch from center to center on the hole. So there's going to be 2 holes on either side of this piece of steel. I'm going to now take this washer and weld it to the one side, and then I'll weld it to the other side. The total thickness when we're done, according to the plan, should be 1/4 of an inch. And we'll be right on that mark. So first step is to clean the metal really well, wash it down with some lacquer thinner, get all the oils and everything off of this before I start welding. I've got the welder set up, and I've got my welding rod. I'm ready to go. Just finishing up the fabrication and the welding of the elevator horn control links. I'm overall happy with how they turned out. The next step is to take both of these pieces and fit them up on the airframe itself. I'll attach the one side to the control horn of the elevator, and then I'll pull the cable out, and where that turnbuckle will attach to the other side, I'll make a mark, I'll drill a hole. That way it's a perfect fit, and we'll get that elevator working. Then I'll pull everything back out, paint it with epoxy primer, and then install it for good. So I'm gonna put these away for now and go pack up, because Rach and the kids were headed down to Woodruff, South Carolina to the Joe Knoll in the fall. It's a big RC event. I went down to the Joe Knoll with the family a couple years ago. I've never been to their event in the fall. It's supposed to be a little bit more laid back, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to. So we're gonna go have some fun, fly some RC airplanes, and just have a little bit of R&R. So when I get back from Joe Knoll, I've got everything ready. I've got the lift struts ready. I've got the jury struts ready, all the little clamps to get the wings mounted onto the fuselage. So that's gonna be a very nerve-wracking but exciting time. We got to lift these wings up and hook them into the fuselage, so I'm going to have to get some extra bodies, some extra help, and we'll get them mounted, and it's going to start looking like an airplane real fast. So remember, until next time, blue skies, tailwinds, and I'll see you in the pattern.